Oh, good afternoon, people. Yes, the second live of today, and this is quite a, how can I put it? This is quite a controversial one, I would think, for this corner and community of YouTube. Let's wait till we get a few people come through, and I will get on with the theme of the live stream. Yeah, we live in very, very strange times at the moment, people. Very, very strange times. Especially with the amount of communications that are going on at the moment. Yes, you've got to be very, very wary of the communication traffic. Um, Hang on, we'll just wait and see if we get a few people come in the chat, and I will develop the theme of the live stream. Nice day out there today, beautiful weather, beautiful weather. Oh, good afternoon to Aidan Houston. How are you? Yes, St. Patrick's Day is going fine. Yeah, fantastic. I've been out, like, out and about. Everybody's chock-a-block down here. In London at the minute, the weather's just turning. When it turns into proper spring, all of a sudden everybody's all sort of got t-shirts on that. Like, everything's great. It's definitely heading. The weather's definitely turning for the better. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Monday, a new week. Seize the day tomorrow and seize the day for the new week. We'll see if we get some more people come in, and I will get this live stream up and running. We'll get it up and running. There's probably a few people on the old beverages, the alcoholic beverages, Caedon. Yeah. It's nothing up with a little drink now and again, I suppose, if you're that way inclined to get into the festivities, especially if it's the St. Patrick Day festivities. That is a good thing. That is a good thing indeed. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the heading of my heading for the live stream. Yes. We're going to be talking about something very, very interesting and prevalent on this corner community of YouTube. And the title of the live stream was Watch Out, There's a Copper About. It's got a rhyme to that, isn't it, Caedon? What do you think? Little ring to that, a little rhyme. Watch out, there's a copper about. See, the thing is with most people, like, you've got these people on YouTube now, they're up all night. These Caedon. A lot of these people over in this corner of community of YouTube are up all night, yeah, and they sleep all day. Good afternoon to the one and only Irish. Yes, Irish is in the chat. Nice to see you, sir. Hope you're enjoying that St. Patrick's Day festivities on the wonderful Emerald Isle of the Northern Ireland. Good afternoon to the old, sorry, that was a figure of speech and a slip of the tongue. Good afternoon to the one and only Sean Wayne. How are you doing? Hope you're enjoying your festivities on the Emerald Isle. Yeah, it's a lovely weather over where I am in London. It has been absolutely beautiful the day, and the weather has just turned into spring. When you can just sense it. When I was out and about, you can sense the weather's changed and everything. Everybody's upbeat. Everybody's out. Yeah, they're all out there. Like, London is buzzing. Well, where am I? I was just doing Shoreditch, and where else was I? Like down like Bethnal Green, Shoreditch, all around a bit there. East End, sort of the East End. Yeah, Shoreditch is like buzzing at the minute. They're all out there celebrating and everything. Celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's the way to do it, isn't it? You've got to enjoy yourself, ain't you? Anyway, did you see the theme of the this today's live stream? People, did you see it, folks, in the chat? The title of the live stream was Watch Out, There's a Copper About. And the description was something along the lines, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Cyber stalking, etc., something like that. And basically, there's a new law came in up in Scotland as well, like Scotland's first, where they've cracked down on a lot of cyber crime. When I say cyber crime, in reference to this live stream, I'm not talking about cyber crime like where it is actually applicable to a certain degree. I'm talking about like I'm not talking about cyber crime as in mainstream. I'm talking about off YouTube. What do you call it? Cyber crime. You know, like scamming and all that. We're not talking about that on this. This live stream is about a different type of cyber crime. We are talking about here. We are talking about. There's this terminology I have just developed, and I call it the false doorstepping syndrome. Yeah, false doorstepping syndrome, FDS. Yeah, FDS for short. Good afternoon to the whole crew. Nice to see you there in the chat. Yeah, this FDS, false doorstepping syndrome. This is when you get these people on YouTube, and let me just put it out there. A lot of these people now have to be careful. Yeah, they now have to be careful that there's a load of people on this YouTube community stroke corner of YouTube that have lost all sense of reality. They think when they're on YouTube that they can say and do what they like, and it's like a, how can I put it? It's like an unreal place where rules of law and order do not apply. Well, I'm sorry to say you are in for a big shock. You are in for a big shock indeed. You are not in a false reality on YouTube, and it is getting monitored. I've got no doubt about it, because I've actually noticed that my own, I'll give you an example, that my own YouTube account, you know, like when you do comments and things like that, I actually was watching and reading a comment. Wait, tell me what you think of this, like. It was a big, long comment. Somebody had made a comment to me, right? And the comment had been posted, right? And then I was reading it a while later. As I was reading this comment, the comment was all changing. When I say changing, it was like somebody was deleting it and typing live stream, whilst this comment had already been posted. This thing is, I'm telling you, and I'm not joking you, and I'm not kidding you on, that at the moment there is massive surveillance, probably on this, not the whole of YouTube, I think it's this community of YouTube in corner. Yeah, there is the cyber police, the police. I mean, I would even go so far as to say that, yeah, you know, Google who run YouTube, that they have got officers, yeah, officers of the law. I'm talking about police officers are actually being seconded to Google, if I can say that correctly, Google, and I think they are there specifically to observe this corner and community of YouTube. And I've got no doubt in my mind. Did you hear the catchphrase of the title of this live stream? Watch out, there's a copper about. Well, this is no blooming joke. I expect in the next 6 weeks, yeah, 6 weeks to 2 months, yeah, I expect that there will be people probably dragged and screaming from this corner of YouTube to the big house, you know, the big house, and the door will shut behind them in the big house. Yes, I think the door will shut behind people in the big house. Because look, let's face it, there's people on this YouTube community and corner of YouTube, whatever you want to call it, who have lost all sense of reality. They think they can do and say whatever they want, and they have left the normal norms of normal civilization, of civil society, where you have law and order. You ever heard of that one, civil society? Well, on this corner and community of YouTube, civil society has went out the window. It has went out the window. So anybody that is stuck within the realms of civil society, well done to you, because you are as safe as houses, just like myself. I always stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. That could be the new catchphrase, yeah? Stick to the rules, don't be fools. Yeah, stick to the rules, don't be fools. Because believe you me, and I'm not exaggerating here, I reckon 6 weeks to 2 months, and you will hear people squealing as they are dragged out to the big house with the door getting shut behind them. See, the thing is now with new technology as well, now you've got these police officers that have been seconded to Google as well and all that, and they're looking at things, right? What they're doing as well is, you know, this thing with the false doorstepping syndrome. This is one for people out there that it should be very, very mindful of. That people who say right that they are going to doorstep somebody, yeah, that is a criminal offence. That is an actual criminal offence at the moment. If you don't know anything about law and order, I would advise you, before you start opening up your traps and spouting off on YouTube willy-nilly, be very mindful that this place is not a fantasy land. There is actually rules and regulations that comes under civil society and is policed by law and order. You can't come onto YouTube and just start waffling away like, and think that you are not accountable. Well, I'm not afraid to say, because I'm saying it, but at the moment, I've got no doubt that this corner and community of YouTube are under the microscope. And the police officers have been probably seconded, no doubt, in all probability, to Google. They're actually working with Google and amassing information data and communications. And what they'll do is, the people who are in trouble, I think people who are in trouble are people who have taken what they do on YouTube off YouTube. In other words, saying things on YouTube that are going to do things and then taking it outside of YouTube into the real world, well, they are in big stuck. Yes. And people who just do false doorstepping syndrome, where they just say, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come to your door and this and that, threatening people, they're still going to cop a bit of flack as well from the police, because that false doorstepping syndrome is threatening behaviour, threatening and harassing behaviour, and that is still classified under the criminal law as a crime. But the people who are in big stuck are the people who have actually carried out crimes off YouTube. In other words, I'm just giving you generalizations, and I'm not aiming this at anybody in particular. I'm just saying in this corner and this community of YouTube that there's people who are thinking that they live in an unreal world, a sort of parallel universe where they can say and do what they like, and civil society and law and order does not apply. Well, I'm afraid to say you are in for the biggest shock of your life. Civil order, civil society and law and order does apply, and I expect within 6 to 8 weeks, we will hear people screaming that they have been taken to the big house and the door has been locked behind them for crimes. Crimes, yeah. Yes, yes. You did see the title of this live stream. Watch out, there's a copper about. Yes, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Cyber stalking, etc. There is police in Google at the moment as we speak. They have been seconded to Google. Yes, a big clampdown. This corner of YouTube, yeah, and community and corner of YouTube, yeah, this one's going to feel the shock waves. I feel, when you just get that feeling that that people push boundaries and people push the envelope, to the edge, and they lose. This is where they go wrong. They lose all sense of reality. They just do things, say things, and they think there is no price to pay. Well, I'm afraid to say that there is a price to pay. Yeah, there is a price to pay. There is always a price to pay, especially when you start transgressing and breaking the normal laws of society, civil society, and law and order. Law and order. It applies to this YouTube as well. And I'll tell you something else. So you've got the ones who were doing the false doorstepping syndrome, threatening people to come to their doors. Well, they will get, probably, no doubt, they will get flack and get collared for that. That's at a certain level of offence. That is that's at a certain level of offence. Then you have the higher level of offence. Yeah, these are the people that these are the people you will hear cry and scream as they are dragged out of YouTube to the big house. Then you have the people who actually, they weren't doing like false doorstep syndrome. They were doing real doorstep syndrome. Yeah, going to people's doors or, yes, stalking them, that type of thing. Well, people like that on YouTube will pay the price because everything catches up and law and order and civil society always comes out on top. Civil society, law and order. These are the norms of a society to keep rules and regulations. And the thing is, with all this new technology as well, people who have been doing doorstepping for whatever reason. Let me say another thing. You see this thing about the doorstepping of people, etc., right? For whatever reason, somebody doorsteps somebody for real, yeah, like stalking them and doorstepping them. That is breaking the law. There is no justification under no circumstances for doorstepping people and breaking the law, right? Do you get what I mean? If you have a problem with people, you have to get the police to deal with it. You know what I mean? That is how this society works. Civil society, law and order. So if somebody gets collared for doorstepping somebody or harassing them and stalking them, and they get collared a while later, whilst under investigations, they get collared to pay the penalty in courts and that, they haven't got a leg to stand on. They haven't got a leg to stand on. And I can see that these days with technology, with the technology, yes, the technology of the police, that when people are out on these, what would we call it? We will call it, for the sake of this exercise and to demonstrate, let me see, I've got a bit of sunshine in here. I'm just trying to sort where I am at the moment. Shall I bear the sunshine? Yeah, I'll bear it. Yes, so for people that are out on these actual stalking and doorstepping, stalking and harassment missions, doing that sort of thing, right? The police have got all manners of tools to amass evidence of such criminal activity. And I'll give you an example of it. You know this one where people, that's better. You know this one where people drive cars, right? They drive a car from A to B, right? So you have got, we will say you have got the guilty party, the suspect to doorstepping, stalking and harassing is going to make a journey, we'll just say for the exercise of this example, right? So they're going to make a journey, right, from A to B. Now, at location B, that is where the victim is. You know, the victim is going to be the recipient of doorstepping, harassment and stalking, right? So what happens is the perpetrator, yeah, the criminal, we will call him, drives towards the victim's location B, right? And the perpetrator drives from A to B. Now, to drive from A to B, the first thing that the police look at is I don't know the actual name of it, but I think it's called something like APR or something. It's a thing where they have cameras everywhere that picks up number plates, you know, like number plates on cars. So the police have this tool, which is all online. Yeah, it's all online. And they've got access to the data. So the police can gather evidence of a car leaving A to get to B with the number plates. Secondly, I may add, yes, the police have other tools at their disposal. They have got many tools at their disposal, especially with information technology. Yes, information technology, IT. Another tool that they have got at their disposal is, of course, they can monitor communications. When I say monitor communications, I am talking about smartphone traffic. They can monitor, yeah, if the perpetrator driving from A to B is on the telephone, on the smartphone, or as they call it in the USA, the cell phone, yeah, on the phone. They can track. Now, some of these perpetrators, they use some technology called Ping app. I think it's called Ping app, where they think that they have got the technology within their phone that makes their phone untrackable. We will use that word for the benefit of this exercise. Well, they think that some of these perpetrators would be criminal, think that they can avoid getting tracked. But the Ping app cannot avoid triangulation. Yeah, electronic triangulation. Look that up online, yeah. And basically, you've got all these masts, electronic masts, yeah, all over the UK. Yeah, Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, and anybody roaming about with the mobile phone. And even if they have got things like burner phones, yeah, it don't matter. They can be monitored, and they can be monitored by triangulation from the mass. Triangulation, check it out. So basically, even people like, listen to this one will make you shake in your boots. This one will make you shake in your boots if you think that you have been quite savvy and you have been trolling people. Yeah, and you have been using false doorstep syndrome or even doorstep syndrome and harassing and stalking people. Yeah, you are you are still going to be made accountable. Yes, you're going to still be made accountable to the police because there is various tools at their disposal. Various tools. Let me just have a drink here, right? I am only having Coca-Cola, so you can get stuck into the Guinness, the Baileys, and whatever drinks else you are drinking on St. Patrick's Day. That's that. Right, let me get back to the stuff. So we were talking about the triangulation, wasn't it, and the burner phones. Right, this is what I was going to tell you. It's going to make you shake and shudder if you're a troll or you're one of these people doing this sort of cyber stalking, bullying, or whatever. This thing about VPN, you know the VPNs? Oh yeah, I've got a VPN. Your VPN. Sorry for laughing about this, but any of you trolls, well, actually, the people I'm talking about are actually criminals because they're breaking the law or have broke the law. When the police collar them and all that, you know that one? You seen the title of their life, didn't you? Watch out, there's a copper about. Yeah, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Yeah, cyber stalking, etc. Well, these people, yeah, if they are thinking this one, they're using VPN and all that, that VPN isn't worth the flipping paper it's written on. You'd be as well, if you think that VPN's going to protect you, you'd be as well chucking your phone right at the minute, chuck it out the window. Your VPN means nothing. Nothing to the police. Oh, God. It's so funny, this thing about VPNs. People have all got this fantasy. They've got this fantasy that a VPN can stop them from being tracked by the police. You must be joking. You must be joking. If you've got a phone, say, for example, the new, like I'm on this phone, the new, right, you know, I'm doing this live stream on the phone. See if the police hypothetically wanted to know where I am, you know, like the police, they could pinpoint me to my exact, where I'm standing in my flat or whatever. They can get you in about 5 minutes. Forget about VPNs if you've got VPNs. See, you can have as many VPNs as you want. They are not going to stop you from getting collared by the police. Civil society, law and order. Remember these words, because it's going to come soon, and it's coming soon. I was going to say it's coming soon to a cinema near you. I'm not joking you, but on this YouTube community corner, yeah, I'm not mentioning names or nothing. I'm just making a generalised point here because I've got no doubt that the police are actually on the case at the moment in this community and corner. And I expect that there's going to be some people dragged through the big house in about 6 to 8 weeks' time, screaming as the door locks behind them. Yes, as the door locks behind them. Good afternoon to Miss Bam Bam. Good afternoon to Incognito. Yes. See if there's anybody else in the chat there I can say good afternoon to. Good afternoon to Conan. Good afternoon to John Boy. And good afternoon to Irish, Lambie. Yes, there's a few people there. I've got a few people ghosting, but you will find, see by the time this live stream here finishes today, this live stream finishes today, you're going to have a lot of worried people out there. If anybody's listening to this or listen to it later on, because this had to come to a head that people would get so carried away that when they're on YouTube, they have lost all sense of reality, and they think, I can just do what I like, say what I like, and it don't matter. This is just a fantasy land. Well, I'm sorry to say, the reality is, and let me just spell it out to you plainly, the reality is that YouTube, this YouTube app, etc., it comes under civil society and law and order. It's not a place where you can just go on and say what you like, do what you like. And also, people who are transferring their online activities offline, they are in for an even bigger surprise and penalty. A penalty they will pay. They will pay, no doubt, by getting criminal offences against them and locked up in the big house. Yeah, the big house. Yeah, the big house is going to be opening its doors soon for some people, I think, especially on this YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, if you're on YouTube and you're having a laugh and you're doing whatever you do and you're keeping within the rules, you can have a bit of banter and all that. That's all fine and well. But you've got people who have transgressed. They have transgressed and they have crossed the line. They have broke boundaries. And especially these people that are doing, see these people, I will call them mugs with a capital M, capital U, capital G, capital S. I will call these mugs that have taken stuff off YouTube. People that take stuff off YouTube and think that that is a good thing, they will be paying penalty. Penalty will be criminal offence and time to spend in the big house. Yeah, big house, I bet there's some people out there going, what's happening? Yeah, this is not a joke, by the way. This is reality coming home to roost. You don't have to be, you don't have to be clever. You don't have to be a brain scientist or nothing. You know that people can only can break boundaries and push the envelope to a certain degree. It happens everywhere, all over the world, in industries or whatever, right? It happens in your everyday life and all that. But you get people who push the envelope to the edge, and then that's it. You come a cropper. This is what's going to happen, and when I say when it's going to happen. It's happening as we speak at the minute. We are getting monitored. We are getting monitored on this live stream, because it's not just one or two. They've casted their net out there, and they are trawling through. And when they get these people who are involved in transgressions and the breaking of law and order, what they're doing is they are joining the dots and crossing the T's. Do you get what I mean? Like, they are building cases. I've got no doubt about that. They are building cases. Now, I can honestly say, like, I've just come on YouTube and I'm having a laugh and a joke. Yes, I've been in this sort of corner community of YouTube and all that and what have you. We've had a bit of banter here and there, but that's about the be all, the end all. But you've got loads of these people who have all been naughty off YouTube. Yeah. Eh? Do you hear my voice go higher there? Yeah, naughty. And these are the sort of people that are going to be paying the price, and they are going to get dragged and screaming to the big house. And these are the people I call mugs. Capital M-U-G-S. You should just write it across the top of their forehead. The mugs. What do they think they achieve on YouTube and by taking stuff off YouTube? What's that all about? What is that all about? This is just, let me just put this in some sort of context, yeah? Let me put this in some sort of context. YouTube is an app, right? You get loads of stuff on it, but I think a lot of the stuff is entertainment. Funny stuff, entertainment and all that. And that is what the name of the game is. It is an app. Now, when people I've started to take things, off YouTube and what have you, and doing criminal activities, well, they're going to pay the price because we have such things as the norms of society, and we have civil society, civil society, and law and order. You can't have people just running about off YouTube, going doolally, and going to people's doors, etc., and harassing and stalking people. No. You know what I mean? Like, whoever they are or whatever. And I think what's going to happen now is it's coming to a head, isn't it? It's coming to a head. Like, I mean, I had a bit of experience with a couple of, I wouldn't say they were high level culprits, but it gave me a bit of a hassle a few years ago. I had to get this special, what do you call it? This special app thing and all that onto my phone, because one of the culprits who had my number passed my number on to people. So I had this number for years and years. I didn't want to change it and all that. And I was getting all these silent calls and all that and what have you. So I got this special app thing. I'll advise it. Anybody who looks online, I'll get the name of it sometime later and I'll put it in the description. If you're getting calls and all that from, people withholding numbers and silent calls and all that, you've got a stalker, like the one that I had, and what you do is you get this app thing, and what happens is when you start getting the calls and all that, you know what happens to them? They all get directed to the police. Yeah. See when I told them on a live stream, I said to the stalker, I had an idea who it was, wasn't it? There's two of them, yeah. Right. I said, ring me up on my number. Ring me up. I said, ring me up and see what happens. I had the thing all set up, the app. It was all connected up with the police system. They would get all these call informations and they would triangulate them. They would know where they were coming from and all that, even if it was call boxes and all that. And then they would be looking for CCTV around the area. They would have caught them. If they had burner phones, where did they buy them from? When was the phone? But I'll give you an example. When was the phone purchased? Let's have a look at the CCTV in the shop. Who was the guy? Did they pay by card, pay by cash, whatever? They got caught. So the minute I got that app things connected to the police, the system I was telling you about, I had to pay for it. It don't cost a lot, but you have to pay for it. As soon as I done that, I said, do me a favour on a live, ring up my number. Come on, ring it up. Go on. I wanted them to ring my number. They never rang it back again, did they? They never rang back again. See? That's what you do. That's what you deal with these people, like when you deal with them. But what I'm just giving you the example of what is going on at the moment. That the people who have transgressed, have took diabolical liberties with people. Yeah. Well, I'm afraid to say the chicken that has come home to roost. The old bill are on the case at the minute. They are in with Google at the minute. This corner of YouTube is under the microscope. I've got no doubt about it. I told you, I've even seen my thing getting monitored. One of my comments, it started changing and everything. So there you have it. They are on the case. They are looking everywhere. And when they build a picture, when they build a picture of the various culprits, the various culprits, offenders who are carrying out this sort of crimes. Yeah, what they will do is they will join the dots and cross the T's. They'll have it on like a whiteboard, big giant. Just imagine this, yeah. they'll have a big giant whiteboard there, yeah, and they will actually have the pictures of the offenders, the offenders on the whiteboard. And then they'll have like an arrow pointing from that one to that one to that one to that one, however many there is. They'll all be joined up. They'll know everything. They'll have recordings of communications. They will access all the informations. Yeah, they won't be able to escape this. They will not be able to escape. I'll tell you what, it's absolutely impossible with technology. These days, it is absolutely impossible. The technology is so pucker and up there that they can do everything. The level of monitoring and investigation. And see this thing about when people say they'll delete recordings and all that sort of stuff, yeah? Like phone recordings or whatever. Listen, these cyber police, they can retrieve all that stuff. They can retrieve it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can retrieve everything. It's deleted. Like on an Apple phone, if somebody deletes everything and all that, they can get everything back. They can get all the recordings and all the sorts of stuff that they want to get off that Apple phone. And that probably applies to other phone companies as well. So you've got all these people out there who are going to be very shook at the moment, because by thinking that they have deleted the informations, well, I'm afraid to say that you have not deleted the informations. Well, you have deleted them from yourself temporarily, but the police, experts and IT technicians can get that back. They can get it back. No worries at all. No worries at all. No worries at all. They've got the technology and they can get it back. No bother at all. I mean, we're the IT technicians working for the police these days and that. Apple had this like foolproof logging in system. Like if you don't have the password or whatever, you're never ever going to get into an iPhone. Well, I'll tell you what, it don't work that way now. They can get into it, the old bill. The police can access that sort of security device. They can get in, there's nothing they cannot do. Let me emphasise that to you there, especially on this corner community of YouTube, where people have been losing the plot and thinking that civil society and law and order does not apply to them. They can say what they like, do what they like, and they think they are above the law. I'm afraid to say you're not. The police are probably watching at the moment this live, and everybody else, they're monitoring this community and corner of YouTube. And they can get access to all communications, whether it be emails, videos, photographs, whatever it's been involved in this sort of stalking and doorstepping of people. They can get it. They can get it. Don't let anybody kid you on about there's delays and all that. I'm talking about these thing me at the touch of your button with the software and the programs they have. The IT police technicians, they can get anything fast. Very, very, very fast indeed. Indeed, they can get stuff very, very fast. So what I'm getting at here is I can now come to the conclusion that there's going to be people, I think, I've no doubt, that this YouTube community corner has been monitored by the cyber police, by word of, and what I would say is that there are no doubt that people who have transgressed and broke the law, because that's what it is when people do things like doorstepping, etc., harassing people in off of YouTube. That is a criminal offence, criminal offences. And I've no doubt with the communication, tracking number plates of cars, etc., mobile phone ping triangulations, that they're building up cases against people. And there's people going to be dragged to screaming probably in the next 6 to 8 weeks to the big house. To the big house. So, all that, yes, this is true. This is true. This is dragged and screaming to the big house. See, what people should remember and try not to forget that YouTube, is an app. Yeah, it's an app, and it comes under the law of the land. Yeah, you've got civil society. Yeah, civil society, law and order. We all live by rules and regulations, don't we? And we have law and order. Well, the stuff that's been going on and off of YouTube in this community corner is breaking the civil society norms and law and order norms. People saying and doing what they like and doing stuff off YouTube what they like as well. Well, I'm afraid to say, like, when you start breaking civil societies and law and orders norms, you will pay the price. You will pay the price you will pay. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that, yeah? And when we see these people, yeah, crying when they have to go to the big house, you will see on this YouTube go nice and calm, nice and calm. You've still got a lot head the balls at the moment. Head the balls. They will end up getting a shock themselves. You know what I mean? Like, because what the police do, yeah, you know, the police at the moment, the cyber police, they go for the big fish. You know, the big fish, right? They go for the big fish, but whilst they're investigating, they're categorising all the types of behaviour, the types of criminality going on at the moment on YouTube, the levels of criminality regarding trolling, stalking, etc. online. So they'll be put categorised into certain categories. But at the moment, they're probably going more for the big fish. The big fish, when I say the big fish, that is people who have been breaking civil societies and law and orders norms, but also in a way that not only were they breaking civil society and law and orders norms on YouTube, but they've actually been breaking civil society's law and order norms off YouTube. So they have a mixture of breaking the law on YouTube and taking their YouTube stuff off YouTube into the real world, yeah, you know, and they are breaking the law there as well. That's what I'm talking about, like doorstepping, yeah, you know, saying on YouTube, I'm going to go and doorstep you, and then actually going to the person's house to doorstep them. That is the breaking the law twice, and it's even more serious, and that is where they will pay the price for such offences. Such offences, such offences are very, very serious. And when the judge gets people in front of them, when the judge, or if you want to call him the beak, the beak, we'll use the old Victorian terminology, the beak, but you get the judge will get somebody come in and say, yes, we'll just use an anonymous name. Yeah, we'll go for Mr. Blogs. Yeah, yes, Mr. Blogs has come to. You go through the case. Yes, and you've been charged with stalking, harassing on YouTube, and going to somebody's property off YouTube, stalking and harassing. What have you got to say about that? You might say guilty or not guilty, but whatever. We're just going to fast forward and all that. Mr. Blogs, what do you say? This is to the jury because he's went for a jury trial. What do you say, foreman of the jury? Have you reached a decision? Yes. Yes. Is it the decision of all of the jury? Yes. And what is the decision of the jury? We, the jury, find Mr. Blogs guilty of offences as charged. Thank you very much. The judge will say, thank you very much, jury. You can stand down. Stand down now, right? And then he'll go, yes, Mr. Blogs, I've listened to the case very, very carefully. It's been presented by the prosecution, and you have been found guilty of all the charges. You have been found guilty of stalking, bullying, and harassing on the YouTube platform. And Mr. Blogs, you have been found guilty of going to a said house where the occupants of the house were in fear of their lives, and they were fearful that you were stalking, harassing, and bullying them outside their front door. What do you say, Mr. Blogs, before I hand you down the sentence? Well, you'd expect him to say an apology, wouldn't you? Mr. Blogs has been found guilty, but he might grovel. Oh, Your Honour, I don't know what came over me. I was on YouTube and I just thought it was an app, and I don't know, I got carried away, didn't I, Your Honour? And I thought I would go just down 20 miles or 50 miles or 100 miles to somebody's door and start harassing them, stalking and bullying them, Your Honour. What can I say? Well, Mr. Blogs, what I've got to say to you, Mr. Blogs, is you're going to be handed down the maximum I can give you in law for stalking and threatening and all the other offences that I have got here. I am going to give you a sentence. And if I could make it more, but I'm going to give you the total tariff, which I am allowed to. I would actually like to give you more than this tariff, but I'll have to give you the tariff. I am going to give you 8 years in prison, Mr. Blogs. 8 years in prison. And you will have time, may I say, to reflect on your misdemeanours, on your offences whilst you are in His Majesty's prison. And you will have time to reflect. And I will say that when you come out, I've also added a note here to your record that we will have to monitor you on social medias. Yes, especially if you think of going back on YouTube in 8 years' time to take up where you left off. I'm afraid to say you won't be able to do that because you will be monitored strictly, and we will keep our eyes upon you, Mr. Blogs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, take Mr. Blogs down. Who have we got next? This is the last court case, yeah? We got Mrs. Blogs. Mrs. Blogs, come in here. Well, Mrs. Blogs, have you got anything to say to me? But oh, hang on a minute. Let me go rewind. Members of the jury, have you reached a decision on the case against Mrs. Blogs? Yes. What is your decision? Mrs. Blogs, we find Mrs. Blogs guilty of all the charges, Your Honour. We find her guilty. We find her guilty of bullying, stalking and harassing on YouTube and assisting Mr. Blogs of bullying, harassing and stalking off of YouTube. Yes, we find her guilty as well. Yeah. Have you got anything to say, Mrs. Blogs? Have you got anything to say? See, Mrs. Blogs is a bit clever here. Forget about this. Mrs. Blogs is very clever here. Have you got anything to say in your defence, or you would like to say something before I hand down the sentence of the court, Mrs. Blogs? It wasn't him. It wasn't my fault, honest, Your Honour. He pressured me. He pressured me. Okay, Mrs. Blogs, I can see you're very, very cheerful there. But I'm sorry, but those crocodile tears don't mean nothing to me, Mrs. Blogs. Mrs. Blogs, just like him, Mr. Blogs, who you assisted with your offences on YouTube and off of YouTube's, I have found you guilty. Oh, well, not I have found you guilty. The members of the jury have found you guilty. And I am going to hand down the sentence. And just like Mr. Blogs, if I had my way, I would increase this sentence to much more time. But that is not within my remit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you out the maximum tariff also that Mr. Blogs received, and I'm going to give you 8 years as well to give you time to reflect carefully on your time on YouTube and off. You're going to have 8 years. And when you come out of His Majesty's prison, we are also going to stipulate that you are monitored as well on the social media platforms, especially the YouTube, and you can't take off from where you were at. No. You will be monitored. So there, people see this is the sort of thing that's going on. Like, the people are going to get wheeled in. Probably, I'd say 6 to 8 weeks' time, and people are going to look. Listen, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Civil society and law and order is at stake here. We cannot just live like without rules and regulations in the jungle. You know what? People are just doing what they like. You know, like the law of the jungle. Oh, I can just do criminal offences. I can come on YouTube and say what I like because it's on an app and I am not held accountable. Well, I'm afraid to say you are held accountable. Any criminal activity on YouTube is a criminal offence, whether it's on YouTube or off YouTube. But I'll just give you examples of the off YouTube stuff is even of a higher degree. But the people are now going to wake up and smell the coffee. Smell the coffee indeed. Do you get what I mean? Like, so don't be fooled by it. See all this thing where people are just keep rabbiting on a daily basis? It's going to catch up. It's going to catch up. They're watching. The cyber police are watching. Believe you me. Oh, good afternoon to a few people in the chat. Let me say good afternoon to a few people in the chat. Who have we got here? Oh, good afternoon to Kelly Davies from the wonderful the wonderful country of Wales. Gav B, nice to see you, Gav. The whole crew, fact notification, speaks the facts as a matter of fact, and you can't argue with the facts. That's a fact notification. Yeah. Good afternoon to Miss Bam Bam. Hope you're doing well, darling. Keeping on a positive note. Well done for that, darling. And the one and only, the most super duper of super duperest mods, Peggy. Hope you're doing well, darling, and enjoying your St. Patrick's Day. Having a little swally with you. The old alcoholic beverages. Yeah, you got to have a little, let your hair down sometime, ain't you? That's it. Hope you're having a great St. Patrick's Day. I think fighting Irish. I just call them Irish now, and he likes it shortened to Irish. Irish is in the chat, yeah. Having a great day as well with the old Irish and that. But I just thought I would jump on because this, Gary Fearon as well, and the Liam Carty, ready to party, and Gary Fearon. Yeah, that information I've just gave out, right? Yeah, you know the thing about the cyber police. Well, take it from me, yeah, that the police, the actual police, the IT police investigators are seconded to Google, and they are watching this corner of YouTube, this community. They are watching it. Yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. That is what's going on. If anybody don't believe me, contact Google and ask them. I don't think they're going to tell you, but because this is all hush, yeah. But, I just thought I would inform you what is going on. Good afternoon to the MC. Good afternoon to you, MC. Hope all is well. All is well. All is well. Let's have a little drink of Coca-Cola. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just before I go, what I was going to say was, pardon me. Actually, one of the reasons as well is this information came to my attention, about this, cyber police and what's going on, and that is because of my own experience when I was getting stalked and harassed by two people on YouTube, and they started playing silly games. Remember that song, Silly Games? The Silly Games. You remember that one? It was a nice little, sort of had a little reggae hint to it. But that's Silly Games. Two people were playing silly games with me. Yeah, this was years ago. But they were playing silly games for quite a while, and they came a cropper, and I've just been informed, this is why I'm telling you about this other stuff today, that they got flagged up. They've been flagged up under the investigations. No, these two, I would just call them two people with obsessive mental condition. I think that's what they would be suffering with, an obsessive mental condition. You know what I mean? Like mental health. Oh yeah, sorry, an obsessive mental health condition. These two people, yeah, they were on me, and it was like they were obsessed with me and Peggy, or are obsessed with me and Peggy and I. But as part of way back, these two people started playing silly games with my phone number. And it's just recently, this is why I'm flagging up this new development about, what I just told you about, the cyber police, and the possibility that in 68 weeks' time, there's going to be a bit severe crackdown. That come to my attention because they've gained and gathered more information about what was going on with my phone number from these two people. These two people. Well, when I say two people, it was one person who passed it to the other person, but I don't know if anybody else got that number. These people are under microscope as well. Yeah, They're not the big fish. They're not the big fish, no. But they are under the microscope. They have. I don't think they're going to escape fully what do you call it? Scot-free. I don't think they are going to get away scot-free. These people that were playing silly games with my phone number. My phone number. That's another thing. This thing about phone numbers and that. But be very, very careful. This thing about phone numbers. When I say be careful, don't get tempted to start sticking people's phone numbers on your comments or on your live stream, because if you start sharing somebody's phone number, without their permission and that, that is tantamount to harassment. Harassment, and it is. I'm trying to think what you call it. Complicit in stalking. So if you start sticking somebody's phone number on your live stream or in comments, somebody's phone number that they do not want their phone number on a live stream or in comments, the person that posts their phone number, they are complicit in harassment and stalking. Because if somebody then goes on and starts harassing the people with the phone number and stalking them, they are complicit in harassment and stalking. So be very, very careful with this thing about phone numbers. I'm just trying to keep people on the straight and narrow here. Because if people think it's a great idea to just stick, or they've got somebody's phone number or something, and they start sticking it on YouTube, that is a criminal offence. It's a criminal offence. Yeah, if you stick somebody's number on YouTube, it is tantamount to getting them trolled, harassed, bullied or stalked. That is an offence where the person could nip down to the old Bilg station, the police, and say somebody has stuck my number on a social media platform with a view to getting me stalked, bullied and harassed. And that is a criminal offence. The police would actually go to the person that put the number on the social media platform and arrest them. Arrest them. Yeah. It is a nicking. That is a nicking. It's a criminal offence. Be very, very careful on this YouTube, what you're doing at the moment, people, anybody out there. Even if you think you're doing something for a joke. I mean, I don't think that's a joke. But if you think that sticking somebody's phone number up there and then all laughing is funny, well, whoever sticks the number up there, even if it's somebody just sticks it in comments, they can get traced by the IT cyber police IT officers can trace them. They can get into YouTube, get whoever put the comment up, where the comment was deleted, find out who posted the number, get their IP address. If I've got VPN, don't matter. They can still get the IP address. VPNs don't stop the cyber police IT officers from getting the information they require. They'll find out who put the number up there, the person's phone number, and the person who put the phone number up will be charged for stalking, bullying, and harassment. And the person whose platform they stick it on, if they don't do nothing about it as well, they will be complicit. They will be complicit. They could also probably be liable to be charged with a criminal offence. Yeah. But listen, let me tell you something now, just before I go. I'm just winding up now. Just winding up. This communications, social media platforms, the way that they're getting policed now and all that, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. People are going to be getting hammered for years for doing stuff on social media, for saying things and doing things that they think that it's just a fantasy land and they can do and say what they like. There's people going to be getting charged with criminal offences right, left and centre. So I'm just keeping you straight on the straight and narrow there. Think before you do anything on this these platforms that are liable to end up as a criminal offence. You don't want to be breaking the law, do you? You do not want to be breaking the law. You want to keep within the norms of civil society and criminal law. You don't want to be breaking the law. You don't want to inadvertently think it's very funny to stick somebody's mobile number on a live stream when that person could be straight into the police, even if it's deleted quickly. If it's enough time for somebody to screenshot it, they can be running the police and say, somebody posted my number on a live stream around about this time roughly. I'm going to get stalked, bullied and harassed, and I want you to take action against them because that was a criminal offence. And the police will say, okay, we will do that. We will look into it and we will do the investigation. And when they find you, forget about VPNs and all that, they will find you, yeah? Forget if you delete your YouTube account, they will still find you. They'll get you, right? You might delete that thing there, but it's still on YouTube's IT systems. They will find out where you were, where your email was, all that. They'll go to you and say, look, you stuck somebody's phone number up there with a view to them getting bullied, stalked and harassed because of your action. And that is a criminal offence. And we are going to charge you. You were going to charge you with a criminal offence against the person on social media. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do? So wake up, people, wake up and smell the coffee. It's a new world out there, and it's cracking down severely on people abusing other people on social media platforms. We're not going to get away with it anymore. All right, people, I'm going to go now because I'm going to go and have my dinner. I hope that has been quite educational for you. Yes. Yeah, as I say, I had a lot to plough through there. But I think it was worthwhile, and I've gave a lot of good, useful information out there. I'm just going to go now and stick the telly on and polish off my dinner. So on that note, I'm going to say to everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Peggy. Hope you're well, darling. Hope you're enjoying that St. Patrick's Day, etc. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to say to everybody, have a great day, yeah? Be lucky and stay blessed. My people. Bye for now.